first opening statement I got is happy birthday, Norm Stewart. Happy birthday to you. We love you. Thanks for all you've done. I know you're out there watching. Sorry we couldn't get a win for you, but we love you. Unbelievable game. I thought our guys prepared in a great way leading into the game. Excellent practices, unbelievable focus. It's a game of runs, and I truly believe we were able to sustain a run early, but not as much as we want. I think we only had a 4-point lead at the most. We had opportunities to extend that. Wasn't able to extend it past 4, and I thought that allowed Florida to be a little bit more comfortable on the road than they should have been. The other part of it is in the second half, obviously in the first half they took the lead. We wasn't able to keep the lead in that moment, but in the second half at 16:55, we gave up a 3, gave up a 2, gave up a free throw and another basket. They ended up being on an 8-0 run once we took over the lead, and since that point, wasn't able to gather up enough to get back in the game. Tamar Bates had an excellent game, obviously. Nick Honor played a decent game, but ultimately, my hat's off to Florida and what they were able to accomplish.
All right, questions?
Dennis, going into that second half, what do you feel like kind of maybe shifted there where Florida was able to get some separation from you guys?
Well, the first 4 minutes of that half, I thought we were able to cut a lead. That's what I do know. We were able to get that lead by 1 point, but that separation, it just led up to us trying to get home run plays versus getting their defense shifted. I thought we had layups and point paint touches. We just wasn't able to kick and spray out for easy jump shots, and we were contested at the rim with their length and wasn't able to get those easy baskets.
You talked specifically about Tamar's night. I know you touched on it, but offensively, just the night he had.
Well, he had an excellent night. He had excellent practices, but ultimately, I think when it comes down to the game, Tamar takes what's given to him, as you guys can see. He's an excellent scorer. He would rather have the win than 36 points. I know that. But individual performance-wise, that was probably one of the best I've seen in a long time, just from the standpoint of getting to the free throw line, and obviously the shots that he was able to make from 2 or even at the basket.
Nick and Tamar, a lot of these games seem to be unfolding fairly similarly. I mean, they're close games. Is there 1 or 2 issues you see consistently, or is it something different each night that's kind of kept you from getting over the hump?
I would just say just consistently, we're messing up on the small things, whether that's, getting a rebound and stopping teams from second chance points. It's been a common theme in the games where they get the second chance points off of a rebound, kick out for the 3. So I would say, we're really right there. We just have to be consistent in what we're doing and, limit those small things, loose balls, and just boxing out. Once we figure that out, we can play with anybody in the country anyway. So once we figure that out, we'll be on our way.
Tamar, you answer it as well.
I can really just piggyback off of what Nick said. It really just comes down to finishing possessions. When we go 2 defensive possessions in a row and get a stop, and then we come down looking for a kill, which is 3 stops in a row, and we can't finish. We're capable of it, but we haven't been finishing up possessions with rebound. We'll force a miss and either get a basket or an one or offensive rebound, and those possessions are demoralizing to the team, just because we know how important that is to our culture and in the winning game. So yeah, it's just really about playing harder and finishing defensive possession.
Coach, there was a stretch in the first half where you all were tracking ball towards very close to half court, and you were turning Florida over a good bit. What sort of changed over the course of the game that allowed them to get through certain traps at the rim?
Well, I thought when you look at trapping, whether it was a foul on us, somehow we were fouling in some situations, or they bullied through they split the trap. But I thought we had an excellent game plan and we kept them on their heels. We wasn't able to secure those rebounds. On the other side of that, we were having guys make the right plays, but the rotations didn't allow us to sustain certain rebounds. When you turn a team over I believe we turned them over 8+ times, 8 times. We only had, 4 or 5 points, or 10 points off turnovers. They had 11, so they doubled their points off turnovers. They were at about two points per turnover from us. If we had the same thing, being able to capitalize, we would see a little bit different result. But that ball bounced a little funky way on several of them, and late in the shot clock, they were able to hit some threes. It just didn't go our way.
Tamar, considering the way in which you had everything working tonight, how much have you felt the speed of the game, or maybe more accurately, the speed of the SEC change for you in recent weeks?
Can you
Just the way in which you, as far as playing the game essentially at your pace, under control, everything working for you.
It's just been constant development, constant breaking down the film, and like Coach said earlier, I'm just going to take what's there. I'm not going to try to force anything within the game. Within our offense, there I know where I can get my shots from and where they're going to come from, and at what points in the game. And, my teammates, we all try to get off the ball and share the sugar. So, I mean, it's just a thing of, like I said, just continuing to develop, trying to get better, and just trying to win games.
Coach, Sean East didn't seem like himself tonight. Just kind of what did you make of his performance, kind of getting off to a slow start out of the gates?
Well, he got in foul trouble. The one play that I think in the second half, I saw him sort of like be upset with himself when he turned that ball over. It was between him and Noah. He turned that ball over, and he kind of was down on himself. He didn't recover from that mistake. But credit Florida. They did a good job at containing, but also contesting. Those shots that he made, he were able to make 2 of them, but not enough where it's to his liking.
Dennis, when you've got one guy that's so hot and other guys are struggling, does that change the way you approach maybe the second half offensively at all, or is it just run the offense and the shots happen to be going to him?
No, in the second half, you know, they made 12 field goals, but they shot 20 free throws. I mean, at the end of the day, but for us, when we have a hot hand, we want to continue to move the ball. Again, we missed some easy baskets. Look at Jesus. He missed some easy baskets that he's made previously. Look at Aiden Shaw being able to execute on the free throw line. You know, Nick Honor, I wish he could have shot more. He only shot 5 times. But ultimately, we got to do a better job of, you know, coming away with points and getting stops.
Coach, Connor's minutes have ebbed and flowed a bit. He received some nice run in the first half. There was the block and lay-in sequence. How do you think he acquitted himself in the paint tonight?
I think he did a good job. It's one of those things when you look at his stature, I wish he was protected a little bit more. The play that I was complaining about the most was the one where they clearly cleared him out of the paint. Now, would someone else move that way? No, but Connor has a high center of gravity, and he needs to be protected a certain way. A foul is a foul. And for some reason, they didn't call it, and that was one of the 2 points that I think got in the way or got in our way when they were able to execute or get to the foul line. But Connor did a good job in the first half when he's played with energy, talking, and when he were able to get a block. We just got to sustain that from him majority of the game.
Coach, when you're cycling through your bigs there, some of the options, what do you find yourself looking for with those, and do you think you found it tonight against what Florida was doing?
Well, yeah, I thought our guys did a good job, you know, throughout the game. You know, decent. Terry Samuels shot 12 free throws, so you look at his point production, I thought our length did bother them. I thought our physicality bothered them when we were allowed to be such. And ultimately, our guys were able to get some steals in there. I love the energy that Jordan Butler played with. I love the energy that Aiden Shaw played with. He played the first half, I would say 3 minutes, 0 rebounds, but that second half he was able to secure some very good rebounds above the rim where no one else can get to. We got to get him more consistent in that part of the basketball game, and he can use his verticality.
Dennis, you touched on it a little bit, but free throw shooting been a point of emphasis recently. Shot 21 of them tonight. Tamar shot 9 on his own. Just kind of how do you evaluate how your team's able to get the line?
Well, I look at it this way. Our opponents are shooting more free throws than us at home. That's how I look at it. I don't care what percentage we shoot. When you have 21 attempts and they have made 20, it wasn't like we were fouling at the end of the game on purpose, 50 or 70 feet from the basket. That is a lopsided stat. It's a lopsided stat. It is what it is at the end of the day, but you cannot win basketball games shooting or attempting the same or less than your opponent makes. It's just that simple.
A couple more questions for the players.
Nick, what's the sense? I mean, do you sense frustration, any loss of confidence through this stretch or not?
Nah, not really. I mean, I know losing sucks. Nobody really likes that. But we always got to stay, focused on our work and what we're doing. It's not like we're out here getting blown out, thrown around nothing like that. So it's just, SEC plays quick turnarounds. We just got to, move on to the next one and just try to be 1-0 every game. So not really losing any confidence. The whole basketball in general is just, ups and downs. So we're going through it right now, but I mean, we'll definitely come out on top eventually.
Tamar, I know it may be hard to do in this moment, but can you kind of reflect for us about your development this season here under Coach Gates and how you've seen your game progress?
I mean, I kind of knew like with time I was just gonna be able to play better and give more. And like I said earlier, it's just a product of constant work, constant communication with my teammates and the coaches. Like little things just away from like the floor outside of just working out. But the development here is second to none, and I can't thank them enough just for giving me the opportunity and then allowing me to come and start games and just trust me to be one of the leaders on the floor and help us win some games. And I mean the development and all that, it is what it is, but at this point in the season that development has to translate to win. So